Hi, Leah.
Hi, Nikki. How are you?
Pleasure to meet you. So just want to say congratulations on a very successful and amazing first season of Foundation. So loved you in this performance of Salvor. So congrats on that.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
You're welcome. And before we dive into Foundation, can you tell me a little bit about how you got your start and your love for acting? Like, where did it all begin?
Oh, that's such a nice question to start on. Goodness me, when I was quite young, I wanted to dance, and so I did tap dancing, and that was like the catalyst to doing all of the other stuff. I was already a musician. I was playing violin and stuff, and I just loved performing and loved learning new skills. And I discovered that acting was something that I could utilize all the different skills in. So I've used so many different things in acting, and that's why I do it. I
Nice.
love it.
And what was the story behind you getting this role as Salvor? How did you get the news?
Um, yeah, this role came around like in a really odd way. It was a normal audition, but I auditioned for Gale, which Lula Bell plays.
Mhm.
And David kind of saw me in one of the auditions and was like, I think you're Salvor. And lo and behold, I got the part of Salvor. But I found out on the same day that I found out, well, the same weekend that I found out, I'd also been asked to become a godmother to some friends' children. And so in the space of 2 days, I was a godmom and I was Salvor, and it was quite a special time for me.
Absolutely. And you play this badass character. I mean, how exciting was it to be on set every day, from the costumes, the backstory, the source material, the hovercrafts? I mean, how amazing is that? I mean, it just looks
Yeah.
incredible.
I mean, you've seen like all the different stuff that Salvor does and that all the other characters do as well. And so it was almost like doing it in real life. So I would be sitting in the air car, really going at like a very fast speed
Mhm.
across a landscape in Iceland. And I mean, I absolutely loved it. It was a dream. It's one of those things that an actor can only dream of, to be able to do these kind of shows. So I was fully immersed in it. I enjoy making it so much. I enjoy playing and acting and learning all of the skills required for it also. It was just a wonderful time, surrounded by wonderful people.
Absolutely. And how much of Asimov's work were you familiar with? And, did you pull from the books, or did you really try to make this character your own?
Yeah, I wasn't familiar at first, and then as soon as I got the part, I was like, okay, I'm allowed to read it now because I won't be sad if I don't get it. So I read the books, and they're just there on my shelf. I don't know if you can see them.
Yes, I can.
You probably spotted them. I read the books, and I love reading and I love stories, so I was really interested in them. And I tried to. Obviously our Salvor is like, it's more of an origin story of how she becomes the Salvor that we meet in the book. She's a bit younger, and so I tried to kind of pick up on all the different things and see how does one get to that place. So it was an interesting journey of um, mining the books for information, but I love Salvor in the books, and I'm really excited to be able to play this version of her that becomes the version that we know and love.
Yes. Yes, definitely. And as most Asimov fans know, Salvor and Gail's character and Demerzel, these were written as male characters in the book. So how cool is it that you get to bend these gender norms? And what do you hope that message sends to the industry, as far as, I mean, you slayed this role. Yeah.
Yeah, no, I mean, I think it should be a normal thing for the gender balance to be balanced, and also that just because a character is a woman, it doesn't mean that she has to behave in a certain way, especially when it's hundreds and thousands of years in the future, when we really shouldn't be having these problems. So, and also I'm non-binary, so it doesn't really mean anything to me, to be honest. It's just words on
Yes.
the page. That's what I'm
Love
doing.
it.
Words on the page.
Mhm. And we've been on this journey with Salvor for these 9 episodes, from losing her father to, finding her way on Terminus. And she opens the vault, and, Selden is saying, I really don't have anything to do with that. What's going through, what's going through her mind right now?
Yeah, we kind of leave her at the end of episode 9, and she's a bit she doesn't really understand what she's seeing. It's, you know, it's Harry, and it's very, very confusing indeed. But you know, I guess it gives her an opportunity to find some answers. So we'll see her find out some things, and either she'll be happy with the results or she won't be. But that's what will build her character, you know. And into season 2 as well, it's going to give her a lot more to do. So it's going to be interesting, I think.
Yes. And one of the major themes of the book, you know, violence is the last refuge of the incompetent. You know, we rarely see Salvor take up arms. She's using her mind. How cool was it to play out that theme in the book? And is that something that she's grown into through the episodes?
Yeah, I think, you know, they gave Abbas, her father, he was the one who kind of is solid in that kind of in that sense of like living that moral compass, and she's a bit less inclined to it, but that's because she sees the world differently from them all. And there is definitely a journey into, you know, seeing how this young woman adopts this ideology and how she changes because of it, you know, in moments where, you know, her father passes away, and she keeps that close to her, and she makes sure that she tries to stick to it. And we can't all be competent all the time. We can't always do the right thing, or the non-violent thing. And sometimes she's pushed to do these things. And I think that's, sometimes we stick with these sayings and that's it. But sometimes you can't quite stick to it. And that's what we see with her. She makes mistakes, or she has to do something that she doesn't want to do. And that's a learning process for her, you know.
Definitely. And I love the relationship between Salvor and Hugo. I've been very vocal about that. You know, it's refreshing because Salvor is not changing or just, she's not distracted by Hugo. So can you tell us more about, you know, Salvor staying true to herself within the dynamic of that relationship?
Yeah, it's great because, you know, this is Salvor's home. Terminus is Salvor's home, and Hugo is this guy who goes on long haul routes and then comes back every now and then for a little bit of fun time, and they do genuinely really like each other. So there's a really great connection between them both. He supports her so much. He loves her so much, and she doesn't have to change for him, as you said. So it was a wonderful thing for Dan Macpherson and I to do, to be able to kind of portray that kind of relationship where they're very much on equal footings, and they have a lot of fun, and they're very honest with each other, and they're not necessarily what you would expect from a couple in a show like that, you know.
Yeah,
they're just badass, like badass couple.
absolutely. And you know, Hugo is played by Daniel Macpherson, and the chemistry is just incredible, you know, outside of the relationship, just as a team. So how is it working with Daniel as a castmate?
Oh, it was amazing. You know, he was always supportive. He's very experienced in the industry, so he had a lot of lessons that I could take from him, you know, just watching him. He was always really, really wanting to work, wanting to play, and sometimes I would be a bit kind of, you know, nervous or you know, remembering that this is my first big job and stuff like that, but he would like slap me out of it, not literally, but he would slap me out of it, and we'd have a lot of fun. So you know, working with Dan was such an amazing experience, and I can't thank him enough for the amount of things that he taught me, even just in terms of attitude towards the work. You know, he taught me a lot, and that's a wonderful co-star. That's the blueprint of a wonderful co-star, Dan.
Yes. And I have to ask, you know, what was it like working with, you know, the director, David Goyer?
Oh yeah, I mean, he's amazing. David built such a lovely team as well, and you know, sometimes it goes from the top up, doesn't it? And we were going through a really tough time filming the whole season, and he really kept us going. You know, he kept us going. He gave us big morale boosts, sorry. And you know, we all knew that we were creating something really fun and really cool, and something that was exciting. And so he kept that vibe going in us all, which was just beautiful, really. Yeah. Yeah.
Nice. And I love all the behind the scenes photos that the cast and yourself, you've been able to post now that, you know, the season is rolled out.
Really?
You mentioned, you know, in the hovercraft, are there any like highlights from just filming this around the world, like one that stood out?
Oh gosh, oh goodness me. Yeah, there are a few. There were some lovely times in Fuerteventura when we filmed a lot of the exterior terminus scenes later in the season, where you just, some of the sunsets and, you know, golden hour.
Yeah.
There's a reason why it's called golden hour. It's just beautiful, and I got to see so many. That was a real big highlight for me. And also just there, I mean, there are certain scenes, there's like a scene in episode 10 that I don't know if you've seen yet, and I don't know if the world will have seen it yet by the time we do this interview.
Yeah.
But there's a scene in episode 10 that it was just like such a special scene to film. I mean, I can talk about it, but also I don't know if you want spoilers, so it's up to you.
Yeah, no spoilers yet.
No spoilers. But it was really special, and I think once you watch it, you'll know what scene I'm talking about. So it was a real like completing the circle moment.
Yes, I know which one you're talking about. So
okay, cool.
Really beautiful. So congrats on season 2. So exciting. What are you looking forward to most? And can you tease any single thing about season 2?
Oh, yeah, season 2 is really exciting. We've already started filming season 2. I'm obviously at home in London in my bedroom because I'm not filming at the moment, but they're working hard, and the scripts are great. They're really exciting. Lots of twists and turns in there. The characters are wonderful. We've got lots of new characters as well. Just like the books, you know, there's kind of the sense of new people coming on every now and then. So that's happening as well. And we've also got, you know, new crises to deal with, preparing for crises, relationships, really going to dig into some relationships. And I'm just really excited to just get back on set and do it all, to be honest. Absolutely. You can ask me later about it all, because I just want to do it. I'm so excited.
Yeah, we're so excited too. But you know, Leah, thank you so much for taking time out to chat with us. It's been a pleasure, and wishing you the best.
Thanks so much, Nikki. It's a pleasure to talk to you.
Yes. All right. Take care.
All right. Bye.
Bye.